Hey everybody, it's Tina Plackinger. Welcome to my channel. I hope it's not too dark. Today's August 3rd, okay? And nothing fancy. At the last minute I thought I need to make a video about this. So the hair went up in a bun and here I am. So it's nothing fancy, it's to carry the message. Alright, so targeted individuals and PTSD. I always thought I was too strong and too hip, slick, and cool to have something like PTSD, okay? Man, did that kick in today. So yesterday I get this letter from the bank, okay? Now this is about a ticket for not wearing my seatbelt 15 years ago while I lived in California, all right? I was heavily gang stalked at the time by cops. Didn't know anything about anything, okay? All I knew is that when I left Seal Beach and got into like Laguna Beach, I think it's called, when I left LA County and got into Orange County, I would hear a beep. There would be a beep in my Jeep. And I remember, calling my mom and telling her about it, that there's this beep, and you ransack your car and you tear everything apart and you look for what you think you might find, something that's a transmitter. I'm sure it was lodged somewhere in my seat, but I would hear a beep, and then shortly after that, I would be swarmed by 3 or 4 different Orange County police squad cars, and this would happen. So that was an awakening for me. Anyways, so I get this letter from the bank yesterday that says, we are following through with a court order wage garnishment from your account in the amount of $275. All right, not the end of the world. It could have been $2,750 easily, okay? But it was, $275. I mean, that's dog food for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? That's, $275. But the wage garnishment thing, okay, so there I am now on a Friday night, and so I, after about an hour on the phone, I call all these numbers to try to find out who is this, is this, just, phony baloney stuff. I've had a lot of it. I've had a lot of court papers sent to me that weren't authentic, just things to scare me, okay? One of my friends said it the best. They want you to think that there's a mean, hungry bear outside your door, okay? Then they win. So anyways, I thought, oh man. So I called the bank, and they had me call all these other numbers, and I find out that it's in fact from California, Orange County. It's from 2004, it's 15 years old, and it's from, I was stopped for not wearing my seatbelt. Okay, so I'm off to the races with this now, okay? This is devastating to me. In the past it wouldn't have been, but it was devastating to me. So today I woke up, I couldn't sleep all night last night. Today I woke up and I, am just dead set on, somebody put something false in the computer, this is what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So what I do is I start emailing people that I stay in contact with. Okay, there's like 4 or 5 people that I stay in contact with. And I'm sure that they had watched me spiral down to this platform of insanity. I mean, I was ready to take a muscle relaxer because the back of my leg was so tense. I thought that my muscle was going to, be like a rubber band. And I was ready to take a muscle relaxer and hide under the covers. So I'm all upset about this, and I'm emailing, and through one of the emails, somebody has mentioned to me about that if you have an outstanding ticket, it would be very difficult to renew your license. And this person is talking about herself, okay, an experience. She's telling me about one of her experiences, and bingo, that's it. That's for my license are due next month, okay? So I have to renew my Georgia driver's license. All right. So I'm really off to the races. I'm stuck in my post-traumatic stress disorder of things that happened to me in the past, okay? I'm really not so much in the moment of what's going on. Now, in the meantime, I have some heavyweights praying for me. One guy in particular was a heavyweight. He's praying for me, okay? And I'm thinking that it's all a big setup to squash me down and, take everything again, which would be the third time since gang stalked, okay? That's what I'm thinking is going on. So he's praying for me. I'm really upset and all over the board. And then this lady mentions this to me, and I get an awakening. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what happened. So the bottom line is, this goes on for, gosh, I think I emailed this man early this morning. Probably it was still dark outside, maybe 5 a.m. or something. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm sitting, and I call my mom. Of course, I'm in tears now because this is a big, blown-out catastrophe. Because, see, about 12 years ago, when they ran me out of L.A., I had been stopped for not having a tail light. 2 years later, while I was in Illinois, I didn't know it, but I'm driving around with a suspended driver's license, okay? And I find out that the fine went to $4,600. So I drove for 2 years without a driver's license. I mean, what was I going to do? Where was I going to come up with $5,000 to pay something like that? So when the time came, I'm living at a state park where I'm doing housekeeping on the cabins, but I don't know anything. I don't know that the park ranger is a cop, but he had told me that I needed to get my license. So I went to get my license. I took the test, did everything. I got everything, went up to the counter, and sure enough, it came up that I owed $4,600 and they wouldn't give me my driver's license. So we went over to the computer. My mom, we got the credit card, we put it on there. Thanks to my dad because he took care of it for me. We paid it. Okay, so today I'm sitting there and I'm crying to my mom and I'm telling her, but see, I'm not living in the moment. I'm in the past. I'm thinking, here we go again. Now they're garnishing wages. They're garnishing money out of my account. I mean, the bottom line is, I'm sitting there and I'm telling my mom, I found it on the computer. Okay, something lifted off of me. This deep, dark, heavy cloud that was on me all day today, okay? I mean, I'm on the pity pot. I am. I'm into self-pity. I'm in the pity pot. I have no energy. And that's all I want to do is crawl under the covers and hide, okay? And all of a sudden, something lifted off of me. Somebody was praying for me. Somebody was praying for me. I know it. I know it. That stuff doesn't just lift up off of you. I wasn't walking through the house blowing my shofar or reciting scriptures or binding and loosing angels. binding the demons. None of that. I mean, I was well into all these problems, and all of a sudden something lifted off of me, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go on the internet and look this up and go to the course. And then I remembered that, me and Mom, we went on the computer and we were able to pay for it, and it showed in the records right away, blah, blah, blah. So I call her up and I tell her about it, and okay, and it's done. It's over. It's over. It's over. That went on today for 10 hours. 10 hours. And everybody heard about it and watched me. I'm going to go underneath the cover. We don't have people in our lives, that we can just sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk things over with. If they take my driver's license, I'm stuck. I have to drive without one. Okay? And the Georgia cops would be waiting for me to exit my property. They would be on me in a second. Don't forget, when I first came back here, they gave me that $800 ticket, which a lawyer was able to get down to $300 for me. Okay? Something about not being in the right lane when I passed him in order to get off the exit, and it's always something. And you can't fight City Hall. Okay? Jesus can, but I'm heavily into the stress of all of it. Somebody prayed for me. It lifted. I am a totally different person. I walked outside, I clipped a couple vines, I made fish for lunch and sweet potato, I ate. It's like, I need to share this. This is really important for us, that we stay connected with other TIs, that we have our support group of people that email us. There are some TIs that sit there by their computer all day long. They're there for us. And I really want to share that because that's so important. Yeah, we're isolated. Yeah, we don't have anybody. Yeah, we're all alone and that kind of thing, okay? And a lot of us have PTSD, whether we admit it or not. It's over now. It's done, okay? And it's resolved. It's taken care of. It's paid. And I'm like a totally different person. But see, that happened prior to me paying it. Okay? That happened to me, and then I got the clarity. Gee, remember when this happened to me 12 years ago, and I was at the DMV, and they wouldn't give me my license, and I had to go and pay for that, and blah, blah, blah. I got this clarity. I couldn't see. The blinders were on me. The devil had me by the short hairs. And that's the amazing thing about being targeted. After a while, the perps, they can just sit back and just watch the show. These things happen to us, and we can take ourselves down. So, anyways, with that, I want to read August 3rd. There is a part of us that would love to be Rambo for just one day. The reading is, we are often envied for the inner quality we possess. We lean on a higher power to help us decipher through the muck in our lives. The closer we stay to our Heavenly Father, the more inner strength we unleash. However, we can quickly lose it in public when perpetrators move in with directed conversation. This is when two perps get close to the target while carrying on a conversation about the target's private life. We are then triggered. Trigger. Something that suddenly kicks off feelings of trauma, sadness, anxiety, or panic. And that's what happened to me today. I was triggered, and it lasted for 10 hours. We are triggered and will soon come apart at the seams. This attack is psychically brutal and executed to ruffle our feathers and zap us of our good energy. If we complain about it, we will look nuts. So we decide to stay indoors and become part of the ever-growing population of people who are shut-ins. But are we safe? Maybe our private life is being transmitted over a closed-circuit video system via cable or satellite. No matter what is unleashing around us, we should feel proud to still be alive. The quieter we become, the better we can hear the voice of God anyway. He will instruct us on our next move. Today's affirmation is, today I will continue to grow despite it all. We stay in the fight. We learn to forgive ourselves too. You know, we're not perfect. We have issues. We stay in the fight. We focus on Jesus. We live one day at a time. And together, we can do this thing. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for allowing me to share. God bless you.